And the world conquest is on, ladies and gentlemen. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be taking a look at what would happen if aliens invaded in EU4. So as you can see, it's December 1st, 1444, and this is the scenario that I came up with. We have the nation of the Synthetics present in EU4. For those of you that don't know, this is a little Easter egg nation that Paradox has added. I think they're from Stellaris or something, but basically they're supposed to be advanced aliens from the future, and in this scenario we're going to be taking a look at what if those advanced aliens from the future invaded the world of EU4 in 1444. So here's what I did. I found the most developed province in each of the three continents in the old world. In Europe, that is the province of Florence. That is the most devved up province in Europe, basically the most important city. Let's pretend for this scenario it has 28 dev, and let's pretend that the Synthetics landed on Florence and conquered it. They also decided to land in the biggest city in Africa, which is Cairo, at 24 development, and they've taken over Cairo as well. And they've also taken over another city, the biggest city in Asia, Nanjing, right here with 33 development. And those are basically the places that they decided to start their invasion from. Obviously, since they're aliens from the future, they will have advanced tech, way more advanced than any of these guys in our timeline can imagine. So that's why I made them have tech 32. I also gave them a bunch of money and a bunch of manpower because, well, they would have money and manpower. Do they even have money? Is that a concept they understand? Who knows, but we can obviously see that they've allied Bosnia. Now, even though there's a Catholic cross here, they are no religion. I did convert the provinces to no religion as well, as you can see right here, so that is something we'll have to see. Will they convert the other provinces that they conquer to no religion? I guess we'll have to see. Here I am as the Synthetics, and of course they do have insane national ideas. Ooh, and this is what they've picked up for themselves. So economic defensive, diplo-religious, espionage quantity, influence quality. Listen, even the most advanced AI can't stay away from picking espionage, what can I say? But they have minus 85% regiment cost, plus 50% fire damage received, so you kill them with fire, literally. Production efficiency, tech discount, plus 20% morale of armies, shock damage received, land force limit, AE impact, tax, diplo rep, and all that other good stuff. They are a republic, a machine intelligence republic, which gives them some cool stuff, and obviously they've gone with an oligarchy. Another thing you might not know about the Synthetics is that they don't actually need to peace out a nation when they go to war with them. So a unique thing that the Synthetics can do is as soon as they occupy a province, so just siege it down, any province, it defects to them. So the only thing they need to do to conquer a province is to occupy it. They don't need to go into the peace screen and peace a nation out. And let me tell you, in some of the trial runs I did, boy oh boy are they powerful. So that is our scenario for today, man. We have the Synthetics, they've landed in the three biggest cities in the world, and let's see what they can do here. Do you think they will be able to conquer the world? Honestly, I think so. But leave your predictions in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to leave a like. It really helps out a lot. And if you want to see more what if scenarios like this, or more EU4 videos in general, definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. We'll check back in 1480. So now it's 1480, and oh my god, Ming, where did you go, dude? Look at what the Synthetics have done in East Asia, ladies and gentlemen. And actually we can catch them in a war versus Nogai right now, so we can take a look at how their little system looks here, where they just occupy a province and then take it over. I'm gonna unpause, let them move so you guys can see it in action. We are unpaused now. We can see the units moving over here. There we go. You know, these are big provinces. So as soon as they occupy this province, you guys will see right now, boom, there we go. It goes to the Synthetics. But yeah, man, their first war was actually versus Ming. They didn't take too much, only some provinces over here in the central China region. After that, they actually declared war on Ragusa, where they fought Ragusa and the Ottomans. As you can see, some weird provinces that are left over here. But basically what they took over from the Ottomans was these provinces over here where Bulgaria popped out from. I guess they couldn't keep a hold of them. So really, they aren't this all-powerful being that's descended from the skies and is literally taking over everything. They haven't even done anything in Egypt equipped much. They're just chilling in Cairo, man. Over here in Florence, nothing. They're doing alright. They're allied to Bosnia and Genoa, by the way, and they have a bunch of tributaries which they've inherited probably from full annexing Ming. But most of their conquests have come here in East Asia, ladies and gentlemen. I guess they've decided to move from this way to all around the world, and this is what they own now. They own all of Mongolia, almost all of Manchuria as well. They own the Tibetan Plateau and China too. And as we can see right now, they're going to war with Nogai and Crimea. As you can see, these are the provinces that they actually got from the Ottomans but lost later on because, well, Bulgaria, they just broke free. I guess the AI loves going for gold too, though. What can I say? And yeah, man, their main expansion has come here. They still are no religion. Are they converting? They are actually converting the religion of provinces that they're conquering, so no religion in these provinces. I wonder if they can make them no culture. Probably not, though. Probably not. And yeah, man, that's what's going on right now. Their conquests have begun from here. I thought they would expand in the Mamluks or in Italy too, but it looks like they're not focusing on those regions too much. Maybe after that little Ragusa war they had backfired, and they never even took over Ragusa, dude. They just fought the Ottomans and peaced out. They do have 675,000 troops in reserve and about a 200k army. They are the biggest nation in the world, almost 1,000 dev. Castile is second. Speaking of Castile, let's take a look at what's going on in the rest of the world. Castile has Aragon and Naples, expanding in the Maghreb, nice. Everything else is pretty standard, to be honest. England is looking pretty strong. France is doing alright. Did anyone get Burgundy? Not yet, not yet. So no other real oddities. Well, maybe Gelre here. So no other real oddities aside from the synthetics, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, they're looking super strong. This is only what they've done in the past 40 years. So we'll check back in the next 50 in 1530. So now it's been 50 or, well, 60, oops, more years. And let's take a look at what the synthetics have been up to. Obviously, you can see that they've blobbed out even more, dude. This is not even funny. In fact, it's scary. Last time we checked in, they pretty much owned all of China, Mongolia, and Manchuria here, and they were just getting into a little war versus Nogai. But now they look like this. Dude, not only do they own the entirety of China, they've started pushing into Southeast Asia. They've got all of Korea, all of Manchuria. I guess the AI still can't naval invade even though they're aliens from the future, and they haven't even touched Japan. I wonder how they occupied Jeju though. We'll get back to that. Either way, they own all of Tibet. Karadel here, they're a vassal. Actually, no, they're a tributary. I wonder if they'll ever annex them. Sibir here, they're a tributary as well. They're allied to Gazi Kumuk. They've conquered all the hordes here, dude. They conquered all of Muscovy. I watched that war unfold live because they declared on Bulgaria to get their cores back. If you guys remember, they had cores here. Muscovy was allied to Bulgaria, and, well, now Muscovy don't exist. I guess that's what you get for doing an alliance like that, Russia or Muscovy. And after that, they've pushed even more into here. They fought the Ottomans, owning the northern portion of Anatolia and the southern portion of the Caucasus, almost all of the Pontic steppe, and they've pushed well into the Balkans, owning all of these provinces right here. I guess they decided to start fighting in Europe, and I'm guessing they somehow fought Austria because, well, Austria now, who owned Hungary and Bohemia, it doesn't exist. Burgundy is still alive though, so I wonder if Austria got the Burgundian inheritance. Probably yes somehow, or maybe, I don't know, but they have a truce with the Ottomans, Burgundy, and the Pope, and they're actually losing to Ferrara right now. How are they losing to Ferrara? Wait, where is Ferrara? Where is Ferrara? Oh, they're right here, ladies and gentlemen, in Venice. Like I said, man, even the AI can't occupy the most annoying province in the world to occupy Venice. But it's not because Venice has a ton of ships. I just don't know why. And yeah, man, that's what they're looking like right now. The initial starting province of Florence, it's still not connected to anything. Shout out to Bologna, by the way. No activity in Africa either. Where are their armies? Let's try and find them. So they have a bunch of armies here, okay, some in Russia. You know, I guess it takes a while for them to travel all the way from China to Europe. Where's their capital actually? Oh, so their capital is in Nanjing. I guess that's the first province I gave to them. They have been converting the religion of provinces to, well, no religion, making everyone atheist, by the way. What's their primary culture? I literally have no idea. Their primary culture is no culture. No culture is in the group. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, let's take a look at the cultures, and yeah, we don't have the no culture group yet, so I guess they're not doing any culture conversion. But yeah, man, that's what the synthetics are looking like right now. Lots of provinces owned by them in Europe. The Rugen apparently has a similar color as them. I forgot they had this map color, but shout out to that flag. Nice flag. What about the Protestant Reformation? Does it exist? It does exist. It did spawn. What is everyone else doing? Literally no one cares about nothing because, well, they have no aggressive expansion. You guys know that that the synthetics, they get a province as soon as they occupy it. So of course there would be no aggressive expansion. But man, I'm still wondering, can they do a world conquest, ladies and gentlemen? Can they do a world conquest? I guess we'll have to see when we check back in about 40 years. So now it's been another 50 years. Let's take a look at all the changes that have happened, and we can notice right away that the synthetics have mainly been expanding in Europe during this time period. As we can see, they've taken a hold of almost the entirety of Anatolia, almost the entirety of the Balkans, pretty much almost the entirety of every region in Europe, with the exception of Iberia. Why aren't they fighting Spain? Are they scared of Spain? That is the real question here. Maybe they don't have a reason to fight them yet. But look at all these rump states left over here, man. Only tiny HRE OPMs. This is the HRE right now. Cleves is the emperor of all nations. So yeah, man, things are not looking too good for these guys over here. The synthetics have taken over the entirety of Scandinavia, with the exception of Copenhagen over here. Like I said, man, islands, they're tough to get. Did they get Venice? Looks like they never got the province of Venice from that war with Ferrara right there, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, Lithuania is still surviving too. The synthetics are at war with Denmark right now in the second synthetic Danish imperialist war. We can see that they have a bunch of tributaries here. Listen, I think this is what's gonna prevent them from doing a world conquest, bro. But funnily enough, they also haven't expanded into India at all, and they've sort of stopped their expansion in Southeast Asia. No changes in Japan either, no changes with the Timurids, and they're not really even pushing into the Mamluks. So pretty much only big nations are starting to remain, but they did take down a huge Muscovy, and Ming was literally their first war. So who am I to say, bro? What do I know about these guys, man? Literally nothing. I can't guess what'll happen next. And they're also warning the Mamluks and the Timurids. Right now we are still in the Age of Reformation. It's 1580. This is what the religion map mode looks like. So yeah, synthetic, it's or no religion, it's dominating. This is the great powers list right now, 3600 dev. Spain are only at 2k, man, not too far behind. This just goes to show that all of these huge provinces by area with low dev, they don't mean a lot, although they do have all of China and almost all of Europe. So I'm expecting a war versus Spain real soon. We'll check back in the Age of Absolutism in 1630. So it's the 1630s and the world conquest is on, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the synthetics, man. They've conquered almost the entirety of Europe, with the exception of some little one province minors. We got a little bit bigger Bosnia and a little bit bigger Brittany here, and of course Great Britain. But listen, they've taken a foothold in Great Britain too, man, owning Dublin right here. Will they be conquering Great Britain? I think so. I think so. No expansion in Southeast Asia yet, though. No expansion in Japan, no expansion in India, no expansion in the Timurids. They literally haven't even touched the Mamluks, even though they've been bordering them since the start. Although they do own most of the Maghreb region. We got a big Songhai here dominating in West Africa, big Kilwa in East Africa, and because they fought Spain, ladies and gentlemen, they've taken over most of their colonies in the New World. We got synthetic Brazil, synthetic Colombia again, synthetic La Plata, Mexico, new synthetics, so that's a new one, synthetic Canada, and Spain is still alive, ladies and gentlemen. Their capital is in California. Will they really be able to do a world conquest though? I don't know if they can reach these disconnected natives over here. I guess we'll have to see, although their colonies might do the work for them. And you know, I'm a little bit concerned about the fact that they're not pushing into these regions over here. Do they even care about those provinces? Not really. They got this balanced guy. He's not doing too much. They're fighting Potiguara right now, which is a nation in Brazil, I think. Yeah, they're fighting these guys right now. So maybe just like every nation that gets provinces in the New World and colonies, they completely forget about the old world and go focus on the Americas. Taking a look at the religion map mode real quick, they've converted stuff over here. I guess that's going pretty slowly for them, even though they actually do have religious ideas. I guess they don't have missionaries and stuff like that, you know, the regular national ideas that nations get. Some of them do have missionaries, some of them do have missionaries. Listen, forget about all that. Forget about not conquering India and Africa and stuff like that and natives. They're not gonna do this world conquest because of Caradel, man. They're a tributary. They're not gonna annex them. Trust me, bro. I know. Going in the Great Powers, they have almost 6k dev. And listen, the world has around 30k dev as far as I know. So yeah, dude, they don't even own a third of the world, man. They don't even own a third of the world. They don't even own a quarter, in fact. 30 divided by 4, how much is that? Is it like 6.7? I literally have no idea. They are a military hegemon right now, so they got that going for them. Maybe they should become an economic one though, due to the gov cap. I don't know. I don't mess with aliens, bro. Either way, they've filled up all of their idea groups, as we can see, stacked up to the max since the start. 1 million troops, 475,000 in reserve, 512 boats. They are the most powerful nation in the world. I just wish we got a militarist ruler, man. I want to see some conquests. We'll check back in and see if they have done some conquests in in 1680. So now as the 1680s, let's take a look at all the changes that have happened in the past 50 years. We can notice that the synthetics, man, they've just gone in fully on India, dude, conquering the entire Indian subcontinent. By the way, yes, I did disable the graphics mod. The game keeps crashing, maybe that'll fix it, but they've conquered the entirety of the Indian subcontinent. Well, almost. We got a few small nations here, an opium Bahmanis. These guys over here, they have 2 provinces. Look at the big boys here. Vijayanagar are down in Sri Lanka, owning all of it, hiding, of course, because they're on an island. They're protected right there. Listen, I'm thinking islands are these guys' biggest enemy. They've also fully conquered the Persian region. Timurids are gone. By the way, we have Sauron over here left with these 3 provinces, but looks like they're gonna go down soon. Remember how we said they weren't fighting the Mamluks? Well, they fought the Mamluks. Now the Mamluks still exist, funnily enough. Are they just a 1-province nation over here? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Mamluks are left with only 1 province. They've also fully conquered Arabia, almost have all of Europe with the exception of some small nations here in Big Britain and Big Bosnia, but they've also taken 1 more province from Great Britain, so good job. Looks like they can land on islands, and in fact, actually, they're fighting Iroquois in the synthetic Colonian Imperialist War. Wait, these wars, dude, I swear, man. I guess they full annexed Cologne because they occupied them, and now actually they're fighting Great Britain right now, so good job. Can they? They do have an army here. Looks like they will finally be taking provinces from Great Britain, ladies and gentlemen. Going over to the New World, man, their colonies have almost completely annexed the entirety of South America. Now, I don't know if their colonies have the ability to just occupy a province and then it goes to them, but I don't think they do. But these are their colonies, man. Peru, La Plata, Brazil, Colombia. They have all of Mexico too, with the exception of some small guys here. Shout out to Spain. They still exist. Is their capital still in California? Yes, it is. Of course it is. We also have the new synthetics here growing large in the east. We have synthetic Canada, synthetic Greenland, of course, and this is pretty much the only location where they don't have colonies. Do they have Louisiana though? No Louisiana just yet, but synthetic California has been established, so they only need 2 more colonies to fill all of this up. Looks like they will be conquering them. They also own the entirety of the Caribbean. Now going back to Africa, this is where their expansion is the slowest. They do have provinces in South Africa over here. Norway is still alive. I just found them. They got the Wittelsbach. Their capital is right here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and France still exists too? Dude, the synthetics have pushed all of the European powers out of Europe, man. France and Norway are over here. Spain is in North America. Is there anyone else, man? Is there anyone else? I'm guessing Brittany will get pushed out too. Moving back over to Southeast Asia, still not a lot of expansion here. We do have Bonjar and some other guys. Khmer, Ayutthaya, they're pretty big nations. Are they perhaps tributaries? Well, some of these guys are. Some of the smaller nations are tributaries, but not the big guys like Ayutthaya and Khmer. So maybe once they finish up stuff over here, they'll shift their focus back to Southeast Asia. But I do think they will have problems with the islands, just like we haven't seen them touch Japan at all, or even Great Britain almost at all. But I think this will be the downfall of Great Britain, since they do have a stack here, man. They're gonna occupy this fort, and after that, it's over for the British. And that is what the world is looking like in 1680. Let's take a look at the religious map mode. Still most of the conversion going on here. I guess Confucian, or maybe some of these Eastern religions are the easiest to convert, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. We'll check back in 50 more years. So now it's 1716, and to be honest, man, the game just keeps crashing. I can't keep doing this. Pain! I'm literally sitting here, the game crashes like every 2 or 3 minutes, and meanwhile only like 2 years have gone by, and I gotta keep restarting it. It keeps crashing. I gotta keep restarting it. It keeps crashing. I don't know what to do. I disabled all mods. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe the synthetics army is too big. Yes, negative 1 million. It has rolled over from the amount of troops the synthetics have. But either way, man, sure, we are ending at about 100 years early, but let's take a look at everything that's happened in this scenario, where we took a look at what would happen if aliens invaded EU4, and of course we'll also take a look at the timeline. So as you all know, we started off this scenario by the aliens coming to invade the world of EU4. They initially sort of invaded the 3 biggest cities in the world at the time: Florence, Cairo, and Nanjing, and that's where their conquest started from. Now honestly, I thought they would go for Europe first, man. I thought they would go for Europe first, but actually they went for the strongest nation that they could fight at the start, and that happened in a bunch of my trial runs as well. Ming. They fought Ming first and started their expansion from East Asia, blobbing out from this corner of the world, taking over the entirety of China, then Mongolia, Manchuria, Tibet, and then pushing into the hordes and blobbing out from here, from the east to the west, and this is what they look like right now. They own the entirety of the Manchuria region, Mongolia, all of China, almost all of Tibet, pretty much all of India, almost all of Southeast Asia. They even managed to fight Ayutthaya and Khmer right in these final 40-ish years here. I didn't think they would push into India or the Timurids, man, because they were holding off on them for so long, but like I said earlier, man, they took over the entirety of the Timurids, almost the entirety of India, all of Arabia, almost all of North Africa. Morocco and Tlemcen are still alive. They're allied to the Ottomans, by the way. And they even managed to gobble up a massive Songhai in these final couple of decades. They've even taken over these regions right here. Now, how do they own this? I guess another nation owned them. I don't think they have exploration, do they? No, they don't. No, they don't. So somehow, someone else must have colonized these, maybe Songhai. And they've even taken over the Horn of Africa. Well, most of it. Ethiopia is still alive, and Kilwa pushing a bit into them. And they've even reached the Gulf of Guinea over here. That is the extent of their conquests in Africa and in Asia. Going into Europe, they started off by conquering all of Muscovy, a huge Muscovy. After that, they started pushing into the HRE. They had a little fight here with the Ottomans, in which they took Bulgaria from them, but then Bulgaria broke free, but they got them back later, and this is what Europe looks like. Some tiny nations left, most notably Bosnia, who they've been allied to since the start, if I'm not mistaken, one of their first allies, and looks like it paid off massively for Bosnia to ally them. And then there are some OPMs scattered around Europe. They even took over all of Great Britain in these final couple of decades, owning all of Iberia, all of France, all of Scandinavia, and they even have a bunch of provinces down in South Africa. Shout out to France and Norway, who are still alive, by the way. They didn't manage to push into the Congo Basin or East Africa too much. I guess they would have gotten there eventually, but the real problem was, I think, islands, man. You know, even the most advanced nation in EU4, they can't handle islands, what can I say? So that's why they haven't pushed into Southeast Asia, most notably maritime Southeast Asia, although they do have Australia as a colony right here. They're Anglican. No provinces owned in Japan, funnily enough. Once again, an island is a problem, but they do have the Kurils right here, so that's suspicious. Going over to the New World, their colonies, which they mostly got from Spain and Portugal, they're dominating all of South America, just a few OPMs left, all of Central America, and most of North America as well, with the exception of these areas right here, which they have no colony in pretty much, so no colonies will really colonize there. And there are more nations left in North America than pretty much any part of the world, well, with the exception of Africa. We got some big guys here. Shout out to Kilwa, man. They're probably the second biggest power. Yeah, they are. Speaking of great powers, by the way, the Synthetics are number one with 11,000 development. 9,100 is their own, 2,200 is half of their subjects. So if you take the full subject development, that's around 4,500. Realistically, they have about 13,500 development, which is almost half of the world. The entire world has about 30k dev, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's 20k dev, in which case they own most of the world. Number 2 on the great powers list is Kilwa, followed by Yamana, Pasai, Ava, Bosnia, who has 5 provinces. Dude. That's funny, man. This is really what world conquest looked like at the end. Then we have this nation, which is in Africa, I think. Yep, it's these purple guys right here. And then finally we have the Netherlands. The Synthetics are also a military hegemon. Going over into the ledger, the Synthetics have the largest income in the world with 1,300 ducats, followed by Kilwa, and then a bunch of synthetic colonies, and Tondo, of course. Going into the army comparison, the Synthetics have the biggest army in the world with 2.8 million troops, ladies and gentlemen. Such a massive army. They're pretty much up the force limit, man. They're making so much money. After that, we have a bunch of their colonies like Mexico, the US colony, Canada. We got Kilwa slotting in at the number 3 slot, so shout out to them. And then it's just a bunch of colonies and smaller nations. The idea groups that they took, well, we noticed right from the start: economic, defensive, diplo-religious, espionage, quantity, influence, quality. Like I said, man, AI, they're always gonna take espionage for some reason. They do have a bunch of subjects along with their colonies, so they have a bunch of tributaries. They're probably all in East Asia here. They somehow inherited them from Ming, of course. Yeah, of course, they do have tributaries here. Maybe that's the reason they're not fighting some of these guys. Well, it's definitely the reason they're not fighting these guys. Caradel is still alive. Hopefully 1.33 changes this stuff, and hopefully they'll break tributaries and conquer them if they want to. Like I said, we will take a look at the timeline here, starting off from their conquests in East Asia. There we go. Boom, they're right there. They're starting to conquer Ming, ladies and gentlemen, taking out large batches of land from them, taking over all of South South China, then all of China, and now pushing into Tibet over here. No action. Oh, there we go. They took Bulgaria, but they lost it, expanding over here in the Mongolian area, in the Manchurian area, pushing into the hordes over here, which is pretty powerful. Boom, there we go. They just got all of Muscovy. This is what they look like right now. They got back Bulgaria. Some conquests are starting. Oh no, that's Rugen. That's Rugen. Some conquests of Southeast Asia, and now they're starting to take over Europe, ladies and gentlemen. Pushing into Europe even more. They just took over Scandinavia, as we can see. Their focus is still in Europe right now. No colonies just yet. And there we go. A little portion of the Maghreb has been taken. Still more action in Europe. There we go. They're moving along. Still in Europe over here. A bit into India right here. Just fighting some opiums right now. Oop, Lithuania is gone. Oop, France is gone. Oop, Spain is half gone. Well, Spain is now almost completely gone. Are they gonna start pushing into the Mamluks soon? They even have colonies at this point, taking care of some little OPMs right here. Boom, South America and North America are getting dominated by them, as we can see. The Timurids are getting weak, but not due to them. Oops, the Mamluks are gone. That's the end of the Mamluks right there. Big Songhai. Oh, the Timurids are gone. They're pushing into India, and boom, India has been taken over, ladies and gentlemen. A period of chilling. Maybe they're focusing on colonies. Oop, they're taking some smaller nations, as we can notice during this point in time. I think they're about to... Oop, there we go. Great Britain just disappeared, and they just took over East Africa as well, the Horn of Africa. Right now they're just chilling. They're taking over Australia or something, dealing with some OPMs, and then Songhai is gone, and we're pretty much arriving at the point we are at now. And that is what the world is looking like in 1716. So what would happen if aliens invaded the world of EU4? Well, obviously they would go on to conquer pretty much the entirety of the world, and maybe given enough time they would actually conquer the entire world. Let me know in the comments below what's the next what if scenario that I should do. If you want to watch me do stuff like this live, you can follow me on twitch.tv/TheRedHawkLive, and if you want to catch up on stuff from over there, you can subscribe to the second channel. Link is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to leave a like. It really helps out a lot. And if you want to see more what if scenarios or more EU4 videos in general, definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. And you can become a member today and join the Discord. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with another EU4 video.